Making money also requires marketing, discipline, luck.
I'm running out of savings, so I need to make money. More money to buy more cheese.
You might earn money, you might not earn money, but you're gonna learn multiple different lessons.
Crazy expensive, but it's cheese, it's worth it.
There's some cheese porn going on.
I don't really care about the product hunt guy. I don't care about X anymore. I need cheese right now.
I don't care about indie hacking. Just cheese. The Morning Maker Show Cheese Edition. Good morning, Sandra.
Good morning, my lovely Dan.
How are you today?
Well, I'm excellent. The sun is shining in Finland. My birthday is coming. X space shows keep failing. I want to message Elon Musk and tell him, dude, do something about it.
You know what? That's not going to stop me. We have a great show today. We're going to be talking about Mark Liu's ShipFast drama and the video from Sarah Benson that talks about failing to start a product. We're going to take the Product Hunt CEO, and I don't want to tell you what we're going to do with him, Sandra, because this kids might be around. I don't want them to hear this. But he basically said the indie makers, they need to step up their game, and that made me very sad, especially since my last launch wasn't featured, which I worked for months on. And apparently it was not good enough for Product Hunt.
There is a huge difference between you and me, because you said it made you sad. Well, for me, it made me very, very mad, like super mad.
Yeah, mixed feelings. I went through that as well. And what else, Sandra? We're gonna take some updates as well from the Build in Public community. I ready to do the show or what?
Absolutely, Dan. Let's start. Let's start with Mark. Let's dig deep into this ShipFast and talk about Sarah. We are also reacting to Sarah's video, and you can watch it on YouTube later on. But I'm super excited for today's show.
Yeah, so just to make sure, like, we're gonna react to the whole video on camera, but that's on YouTube just because, well, this is a space, so you can't see us. So make sure to sign up for YouTube and see us there instead. I'm sorry, I don't. Maybe next time, you know what, Sandra? Maybe next time we do a stream, and then we actually do video as well on X. I think that should be possible. But for now, please go to YouTube later.
Absolutely. So we start with Mark. Should I start reading this post? Because it's a very, very interesting post that happened this week. So Mark is saying, internet is turning ShipFast into get-rich-quick scheme. I built a boilerplate for scheme, fine.
Scheme.
I built a boilerplate for myself because I was coding the same features over and over. It's a tool to save time and stop overthinking. That's it. Making money also requires marketing, discipline, luck. Shipping one micro SaaS won't make you rich. It took me 2 years and 20 products to make $4,000 a month. Except for a few exceptions, customers of ShipFast making good money have been grinding for months and did marketing.
Tell me everything. Tell me.
Okay, so I think what is happening with Mark, that he is expanding to a different target group where this idea of ShipFast is totally unclear, and this type of mentality that he is preaching. And people are not aware of what exactly that means. So now we can see pretty much the reaction of the people outside of indie community and how they are adapting to a product. So, if we open, and maybe it would be actually fun to open ShipFast website and kind of see the copy there.
Yeah, let's do it. So I think a little bit of background. Sarah, she made a video where she said that she failed, and her background, so we watched the video, we react to it. Her background is a development background. So she seemed like a brilliant developer, and she probably came across this maybe on YouTube even, I'm not sure, and essentially thought, well, this sounds good to me. Let me try it out, make a product, and I guess make some revenue from it. Maybe it will become sustainable. So let's go through the copy. Will you do the honors?
Yeah. So right now we are looking at ShipFast copy by Mark, and it says the first line, ship your startup in days, not weeks. The Next.js boilerplate with all you all you need to build your SaaS, AI tool, or any other web app and make your first dollar online fast. So
Let's unpack this.
Let's unpack this. Let's first divide. Let's kind of make a clear line between people in community and if they read this, and then people outside of the community if they read this.
Okay, so I will be the community person, and you will be the outside community person. Okay. I go first. Okay.
You go first.
So this sounds amazing. I have built products, but I'm pretending right now. Just go along with. I'm acting now. I'm killing them. Yeah. So I'm reading this, and I think my previous products took 1 year and didn't make any money, and I spent a lot of time on setup, and I got annoyed that things are not moving fast enough, and then I just dropped the project. So I come across this, and Mark saying that I can ship really fast, and I don't need to go through it. Maybe keep the momentum of my idea. So sounds great to me.
Hello, Dan. I am from the outside world. First thing I see is startup, build or ship your startup in days. And I'm like, ooh, startup, I could do that. And then next thing I see is build your SaaS, AI tool, or any other web app. So that's could be, or like, at least for me, these are like very keywords, but also red flags now when I'm thinking about it, because I would jump into it maybe the same way Sarah jumped, without like a backstory. By the way, we love Mark, and I think Mark is absolutely amazing. He put time and effort to build all of this. But what we are seeing right now, which is really interesting, where the maker is going outside of indie community and having a feedback that it's not that often see, at least with Mark. So all of these words for me, or the landing page, it's promising a lot.
Yeah. So
and maybe a little bit too much.
Too good to be true kind of thing, right?
Too good to be true, yeah. And if I was not aware of this mentality and what it means to like ship fast, in the sense that you actually need to, work before that, try, fail, move fast, and etc., I would think that ship fast actually mean, okay, I'm going to ship something in 7 days, I'm going to make a bunch of money and get rich.
Yeah, and I think that is exactly the issue here, is that, or maybe a strength of the copy as well, but it doesn't really talk to you. It doesn't say, even reading between the lines, it's not clear if this is meant for you as a developer or marketer or indie maker. So of course, if you're not part of this community, let's say you're a developer, you might think this applies to you as well. I think as a marketer, is a little bit, it's appealing to your marketing side as well, but it is clear that it's a technical product, right? That I think that part's clear at least. All right, let's go further down and see some more. So 4 hours to set up emails, 6 hours to design the landing page, 4 hours to handle Stripe, 2 hours for SEO, 1 hour for Google authentications, 3 hours for DNS records. And by the way, I don't think this boilerplate could do DNS records. I wouldn't see. Anyway, 22 hours of headaches saved. Supercharge your app instantly, launch faster, make dollars. Log in users, process payments, and send emails at light speed. Spend your time building your startup, not integrating APIs. ShipFast provides you with the boilerplate code you need to launch fast.
Yeah, it sounds good. Like the copy is there. One thing I have to share with people listening, a few weeks ago, I started writing a newsletter. I promise this weekend there's going to be a newsletter. But I started writing a newsletter, and I actually was writing about this idea and mentality of shipping fast. And I I went on Mark's website and I didn't get it. Like, do you remember then that I was asking
you
you
called
actually,
me.
like,
you called me and you said, what is this? How can it do so many things? Yeah.
Yeah. So it was, I think, and this is like if Mark, like all the the post he made, and then the comments and under the post are using the word hater or don't let haters do that, blah, blah, blah. But I think what Sarah did was like actually a favor to Mark, and she made an amazing feedback for him. And I think he should implement that, because he might, now that he's expanding on YouTube and there's more technical, I mean, technical, you all are developers and brilliant people, but developers outside of this community, they're going to stumble on these, on his posts and will not understand the meaning of it. So if Mark is listening to this, Mark, take this video as a super great feedback for you. It's not a hating video or hater or whatever. It's a great feedback video.
I agree. I agree with you. And I think this is a challenge to everyone that's been building for the community. So once people don't know you anymore and you come up with this copy, it probably will come off a little bit like selling, how do you say it, hot air, right? And I'm not sure if that's exactly a problem. So you need to do marketing, and this is very good copy, and I think he has all the cues there, right? All the things that should make a sale are there. But perhaps after you make a sale, there is a education part that Mark could do, and that I've known that when you buy this, even though it says everywhere that you make money fast, Mark has spent 3 years shipping products after products every month to get to make the money, right?
Yeah.
And that's missing here. So if you buy it, and if there's always, and this is also survival bias, because how many indie makers actually end up doing this as a full-time job and making money? What's the percentage? Tell me.
0.1.
Right.
I'm calculating. Very, very low.
Yeah, exactly. So
like we from the whole community, we know about 10 people that manage to
really break. Yeah. And that's also depending on what you want, because I think there's quite a few that make a living out of it, and perhaps a worse living than to have a job, let's be honest. Because when you put, there are a lot of people that have 5K MRR or 7K or even 10K, which is actually super amazing. It's if you ever had to grow a company to that kind of MRR, you know the amount of work that gets into this.
Oh.
But you make less than on the job, because from that 10K MRR, you need to pay your taxes, you need to pay your cloud subscriptions, you maybe you have ads as well. So at the end of the day, when you draw the line, you're probably making less than from a job. It's still not a lot of people that even manage to do that. And that's just, it's very hard. And again, when you read the copy here, maybe it looks like it's not that hard. Maybe it looks like you don't need 3 years of constant shipping to get there. You know what I mean?
But that's the whole point. People that were buying and using ShipFast knew what they are getting themselves into, because they were coming from Mark account. They were quite aware of who Mark is and how much time and effort he has spent to build this thing. And keep repeating myself, like, now that he's expanding, he really needs to either push the idea of ShipFast as a mentality rather than the product, and then sell the product in the sense of, look, the mentality is there, but the product is just for you to practice. You know what I mean? So there is no dream, there is no promising, but it's a process of learning or adapting to this mentality of ShipFast. Like, put it on the t-shirt, put it on, I don't know, billboards. And I love that mentality. But the product itself should be side thing or something that motivates you to reach.
How do you do that without shooting yourself in the foot marketing-wise? Because then what you should do on the website is, so you have the text that says launch faster, make money, okay? And what do you do underneath? You say, but it takes 3 years to get there. How do you present this on the website without crippling your sales, basically?
I mean, like, if we go back to Mark's website, why can't we just write what the product does? I mean, the product sounds already, with the features it has, already good. Like if he kept the time, like that second section where he's talking about you're going to save this amount of time and this amount of time, and he's targeting developers, then the developers will know what they are getting themselves into. But then again, but you know what's the issue? Like Mark himself wrote that there are people, like a lot of people that are actually making money from ShipFast. But then again, who are these people and how long they have been in the community or shipping to reach that point where they know what is, like what type of time they need to save. Like I'm saving 2 hours on this, I'm saving 8 hours on this. How many products you need to build and ship to understand the value of this saving time that Mark is selling. So again, probably these people that are succeeding, and I truly believe that people are succeeding with Mark product, but they are coming from the same pool of people that Mark is.
Sure.
And you know, so, and like you asked me, like how is he going to keep up momentum? Like, so now that he's expanding, and Sara is one great of example, brilliant developer, you know, engineer, whatever. And she has been building products before, but never for monetizing it. And she wants to get into it. Maybe that part of teaching that you mentioned should be before the product itself.
Yeah, I think it's hard to pull off. I agree, but I think it's hard to pull off because part of the success might be due to this promising and the way it's marketed. And as you said, it's true, but it's true to a particular target group.
Yeah.
Right. And then not even to that target group, because again, we have, 1% of indie makers actually break through to have, 5, 7, 10K MRR, and then 0.1% of those go further than that. Like there was this discussion of a lot of people are plateauing around 5K MRR. Like that's such a common thing. And then they sell the product and move to the next one. So I think it's very difficult to introduce that. I agree with you, but I think the sales will go down if he does that. So the alternative could be to guide people afterwards and to align expectations after you get access. You make the sale, okay, then you can explain what to do. And maybe he does. I haven't seen that in a while. And maybe the most important part is not even the tech itself, but the guidance on how to take your idea and put it in this tech to ship something and to do this over and over again for years.
I don't know, but Sara didn't mention during her video, and I'm not aware if that's if Mark is doing that. I don't know if he has a community of these people that are building the products and
there's a
buying.
Discord. Yeah.
There is a Discord, so maybe that would be a great channel also for him. But then that's the problem. If that's what you said, once someone buys the product, they should get a clear instruction on what they need to do. And in those clear instructions should be join this group, or this is like type of the thing you need to read, the mentality, or read more about me, what I've been through, and etc. Because again, he's going outside of makers that are used to building, shipping, moving, understanding what works, what doesn't work, and like also monetizing the products. So he needs to, like, I would definitely try to experiment more with the copy, or how am I educating these new people that are coming and being introduced with the idea of ShipFast?
Yeah, I agree. What about the plan C, where you just don't care?
I don't think we are those type of people, unfortunately.
I think that's like one of the things in Sarah's video, and we have a full reaction on YouTube. It's coming up soon. One of the things that really struck me was this. I actually, so when you use ShipFast, I think the most important part to you is that you cross some barriers that you have. For example, as a developer, that you need things to be good enough, you need things to be technically brilliant before you put them out there. So I really like that. But then she also says that because people follow this mentality, they end up putting products that are lower quality out there than they could have been, right? So there's the other side of this is, do you really need to ship in a few weeks? Is that a good enough product to begin with?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is actually I think the brilliant part about it is that it makes you even ask these questions. Whereas before you would do a side project and you would think, oh, it needs to do this and that. And then I have, oh, maybe I'll do it throughout the summer. And then a year passes and you don't have it launched yet. Like just buying into the dream that you could do this in a few weeks makes you prioritize things. And it's the same as setting a deadline for yourself. So imagine you want to launch something and you just say, in 2 weeks, this is the launch date. You're going to end up cutting so much stuff out of it, right? I think this is the same. But plus, you pay money for it. And I think there's a lot of free versions of the same thing. Did you know that?
Well, of course I knew that. What type of the question that is?
So the thing is, I think you need to pay for it. And you need to pay a decent sum as well. Because if you don't, you will not be motivated to actually ship the thing. Does that make sense?
When you say ship, I'm missing the end part, and then I'm missing a dot
Shipxen,
and
yeah.
com.
Thanks. Yes,
But
I meant
let's compare
Shipxen.
that.
But
can we compare it?
Yeah, we can compare it. We can compare it. Sure.
Like, I would love to do that because I think, like, let's do that. Let's compare it.
I'm not prepared for this at all. So you'll take over. So you want to go on the Shipxen homepage and just talk about it. Okay.
Yeah, because like when I was doing that newsletter, I went on the both of it, and there is a clear difference in a copy. And you know what's the difference? You talk about hours where Mark talks about the money.
Yep.
And who makes more money?
Yeah. So that's the question. Is that an issue? Because I don't talk about the money as my personal brand. He talks about the money as his personal brand, right? And this reflects through my products as well. But okay, let's go through it. I have no idea what you want to do, but okay.
So Dan has something called Shipxen.com, an app as well, and there's also now he pushed on product hunt page UI, so it's pretty much a template as well. What is the key difference? What is the key difference in this case?
So my focus is not on the technical backend part, and this is exactly what we're discussing, is that a lot of people have that part and it's not really that difficult to do. But my focus is on putting out the product, the branding of the product, and the first landing page in the simplest version possible, and helping you with the copy and then setting up sort of a good foundation for you to add things. But it doesn't go into database this, email that, and so on. You have a landing page that looks good. You have, 50 components or something and templates that you can copy paste. And then this helps you start out. So that moment where you have an idea, and instead of working on the idea, you spend it on figuring out, okay, what technology should I use? How do I deploy it? Where do I put it? And if you go through the app, you have a button at the end that says deploy. So you can actually get to the website without ever touching the code. And then you can touch the code to change the copy.
Did you notice during Sarah's video, and this is brilliant, actually, I've just realized something. Did you notice during Sarah's video that she actually was quite grateful on the guidance when it comes to the website and the templates from Mark? So, and then she was also talking about the technical side. And one thing that she said from the technical side is that she used different things. She's not scared of being technical and etc. So maybe actually in this case, while Mark can keep targeting the indie makers that want to save that technical part of the site, you can actually target the people that are more like outside, still softwares, wants to get in.
But let me tell you a secret. There is no indie maker that doesn't work to build their own version of this. Like, there is no way. It's when you get this, you get it because you didn't work for long enough in the space. Because if you've made 2-3 launches already and you've been an indie maker for a little bit, you're essentially creating this. And when you see it, you're going to think, well, I already have this. This is not going to save me time. So it's for those that haven't been doing it either for a long time or haven't been doing this enough, because you end up doing this. And to be honest, from the beginning, I have never had the indie makers as a target group. I think there are some that use it. So Page UI is open source, so I'd be happy if they use it to do things faster. But I'm more targeting exactly the type of person that I think Sarah is. Developers that know the technical part very well, but they suck at design, they suck at copy, they suck at marketing. So let me help you and do a complete landing page. Let me get you, the basics there, all the CEO stuff. SEO, not CEO, that's something else. But CEO is what you are in the Morning Maker show. And then the technical stuff, you can do a lot of it yourself. And the fact is that once you get the idea, as Sarah said, there's so much more complexity that you need to do anyway. She was talking about Amazon Web Services and basically saying, well, I realized that even though the boilerplate is nice, I kind of need to set up things anyway because my service cannot run on this tech stack, right?
Yeah.
And that's going to be very typical with this type of target group because they're technically brilliant and they could do a better backend that we can ever do. But what we can do and they can't is the marketing side, because we've tried and failed over and over again. And we know what visual cues we should put. We know, the order, and then we know how we can get some SEO, and then we know the importance of content and so on and so forth. And that's the difference. That's what you get.
But that's exactly what she was saying. That's exactly what she was saying during the video and what she liked about the product.
Yeah.
And that's why I said, okay, let's compare it, because it's, I think again, Mark product is brilliant and he's brilliant, but with now that he's expanding, he needs to be careful how he's going to approach these people. I also think that we have just discovered a new group for Shipxen, and we need to go to comment under Sarah posts and be like, Sarah, check out shipxen.com.
I don't want to touch that with a pole stick, honestly. I don't want to touch that. That's always been my target group. So I think people look at this and they think, oh yeah, this is another guy making another boilerplate and selling it to indie makers and basically copying Mark. I never thought of that as my target group, but it did happen. So I'm not going to pretend I didn't make sales in the indie maker community. I have. And it's typically people that are starting out. So that's some overlap with Mark. And all of them, well, not all of them, but a lot of them then kind of said, well, okay, now I need to do authentication. Can you add that? Can you do that? And I haven't added that yet because I don't want to compete with that. I want to be the specific product for the developer that has a hard time with marketing and design, that can keep the momentum going and make their own backend, make their own thing, because they know how to do that. I probably wouldn't be able to do it as well as they can. And let them do their thing. That's also the fun part for them, perhaps. That's how I feel as a developer. You hear me complaining about marketing over and over again. Like I learned to like it, but that's not the fun part when you're developing something and you want to make some money on the internet. The fun part is the getting dirty with the backend stuff, making a really cool system, and that probably with the right marketing could end up as a good product. I'm never promising that you will do that. What I'm promising is the number of hours that you'll save, right? That's kind of my message throughout. So save this much, get this, get that, 100 hours. But making a product that makes money, that's down to you. I cannot help you with that because there's so much more to it than the technology. The technology is maybe 25% of it, right?
Yeah.
The rest is on you. So how can I promise that you'll make money?
And I think when I was digging deeper into ShipFast, and then I went to Shipxen, and I could see the clear difference in messaging, and that was something that it kind of stuck on me. It was like, we are using these words like build your SaaS and AI and blah, 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 and make money. And it's really, really tricky for the people when they hear that and they don't understand the ideology behind it. So, then like I work in marketing, and I think marketing is like a way to spread and share your story and build something around it. It's really beautiful, but you really need to be careful on how you're using it, because it can also I don't want to say hurt, but
It can be misleading.
it can be misleading. Yeah, it can be misleading. And the same way when we are talking about these MRR posts and I made this and that and blah blah blah, there needs to be a background story around it. When you go to, like, if you decide to sell Shipxen and to digital agencies, they don't need to know your story. They just need to know what's the value of your product. That's it.
Yeah, it's a different approach, and that is a very good point, is that when you buy into ShipFast, you buy into the process that Mark has been through. It's a package. So you need to do the same. You need to ship every month for the next 3 years to achieve the same. And you will probably make it if you do that. But how many people will give up on the first one and say this doesn't work?
Most of them.
It's a hard thing to, yeah, most of them. It's a hard thing to sell without it backfiring at some point. And then the bigger this gets, the more people will be loud about it.
Yeah.
So I'm not really sure if there's really a fix, because I think Mark has been doing a great job on the copy. Like, it really gets you excited. And I think the idea is good. And I think the mentality switch that he causes in people is fantastic, especially to developers. But then he also needs to understand that developers, they will come back and say, this is not what you've promised, because it's not the full picture. They don't know this community. They don't know the process and the grind, the damn grind that you need to go through to get to a sustainable business as an indie maker.
I really love doing show with you.
Me too.
I just want you to tell you that. And it's pleasure doing this with you. I don't know.
We almost didn't make it. Like, seriously, live shows. Listen, thank you so much, everyone, for joining. We probably had like 40 more people in the other show, but then the space just crashed and we were talking and then it was gone. And this is after Sandra literally jumped on a taxi to go to a place with better internet because we were afraid the internet's gonna drop. And we started preparing for this 3 hours ago.
Yeah, I was ready at 10. Yeah.
Yeah, 3 hours ago. And we finally made it. So thank you so much for joining us.
Just one thing before we move to the next subject, which is really, really like interesting. There was few comments. There was few comments in under the show, and someone is saying that there's a lot of people currently who build and launch but makes no money. Mark just helps expedite this process, but the product doesn't change the outcome of not making money.
Yep.
So maybe that's something that Mark can also focus in his copy. It's like, we can do this in a week, we can ship a product in a week, but the mentality, it's built over the years, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah. And I love that. So Nuzair, I hope I am not butchering your name. I love that because the positive part, and I've mentioned it before, the positive part and the most important part is that it gets you out of this comfort zone of, I'm doing this thing on the side, especially if you're a full-time developer and you're doing side projects. It breaks you out of that, and it adds a little bit of fire under your butt to ship something in a shorter time. And that makes you ask all sorts of questions. Is this really necessary? Can I cut down on this feature? Do I need this type of technology, or can I do it quicker? Can I just skip this altogether and do a pre-order? Like, imagine this. I don't even know. It's hard to get in that mindset, but you've been developing, you're pretty good at it. You've never made money with a product on your own. And someone tells you, you can launch a thing in a couple weeks. It doesn't need to be done. You don't know exactly how it's going to end up, but you put a pre-order link and ask people money for that unbuilt thing. Imagine this. So getting out of that barrier, I think ShipFast is just, it's very good to get you across and to put some pressure for you to get better at well, making products and making a little bit of money. So it doesn't mean it's going to happen. You still need to go through a lot of steps, but it speeds it up for sure.
Yeah. And that's, it could be simple as that. It should be that. It should be that. You know, you might earn money, you might not earn money, but you're going to learn multiple different lessons. And if you want to go this path and this road, it's like, yeah, it's a great way to do it, but it takes years, and it's about the years and the time and effort you put in it. It's not about the week, for sure.
I just want to say one thing. So Mark probably feels attacked by this because in the past months, there's been a lot of negativity around his product and around ShipFast. And I think it's enough that he gets this from the outside. You know, we're in a bubble. So outside this bubble, it's the Wild West. And he's getting a lot of negative feedback. And I think that probably, you know, slowly erodes you, and you see it and you see it. And then when a video comes out, like the one that Sarah did, it probably affects you because Mark put a lot of work, and then, you know, he didn't promise that you're going to get rich from this. Well, close to on the website. He promised you'll make money, but he didn't say, you know, you'll make a lot of money. You'll make some money, which is, you know, it could be true. So it's enough that he gets all of this from outside of the community. I think we shouldn't pile on this, and we shouldn't, you know, if you know Mark, or if you don't, send something positive his way, because I kind of feel bad about this happening. It could be either of us. I'm really happy for his success, and I think at least in our bubble, let's be nice to each other. Let's grow together. And if there's something, of course, he could improve. I think Sarah did a good job, to be honest. But if there's something he could improve, let's tell him that in a friendly way, and not, you know, pile on the hating and so on.
Absolutely. I think we always mention that the one thing that, you know, we can all fail at some point and say a wrong thing and do a wrong thing, or something can happen or someone on internet doesn't like something, but no one can take the time and effort you put into building something and time and effort into your growth. And I think Mark has that, and I think he shared so much and teaches a lot of people, and he's not selfish in that way, and he's a really important part of the community. And I don't think that both of us, I would rather defend Mark in that sense, because today, or like when this came out, he actually taught me something. And it's like, what happens when you go outside of this bubble? It's like a lesson for all of us. And it's also a lesson for Mark. So I'm pretty sure that he's gonna like figure this out and, you know, position himself better now. And actually he's growing and making money, which is amazing. And it's a positive thing. And all of this, what is happening, it can only push him in like better direction. So you go, Mark, take this feedback, and like we are still looking and learning here.
Okay, so from this somewhat positive, can we call it positive?
Absolutely.
From this positive experience, let's jump right into the deep end of the most negative thing that happened this week. There's two negative things. This one is the Product Hunt CEO essentially telling us that we are not good enough. Like, the product that we do just doesn't meet their rigorous.
Please read the line. So everyone.
Okay, so I'm not. Yeah. So this was my understanding, and I don't want to, you know, put words in his mouth. But the problem was that people are not getting featured, especially indie makers. And this is what Rajiv, the CEO of Product Hunt, is saying. Product Hunt has always featured a subset of launches. We recently made this more transparent by showing featured and all. Now, if you aren't features, you can still launch and be found in search. That's very good. Then he goes on. Wait. Let me, you know, give him let's play the devil's advocate, right? He's running a business, this man. He needs to make money. It's yeah. As an indie maker, you shouldn't want special treatment or a lower bar.
Okay.
Did someone ask for that? I don't think so.
No one.
The world doesn't give indie makers products special treatment, and neither should Product Hunt. Did you ever get this feeling that we ask for special treatment and not equal treatment?
We always say that we love to go into fight. There's nothing better when I see there's bunch of companies and then there's glue and like an army coming together to beat these people. No one asked for any special treatment. We're not even talking about that ever.
Okay, this is gonna hurt. To be really blunt, and I say this with love, indie makers need to raise their game. There are so many great products from indie makers, example from Mark Louvion and others, but we also see lots of products that just don't meet our bar for being featured. Do you feel any emotion when I read this, or are you completely blank?
I want to jump. I want to find him. Like, I'm not that violent person, I think so. But there are moments when someone builds something in me and I want to scream. Like, first of all, it's a very, very, like, I mean, okay, wait, I cannot talk like this. I cannot talk like this.
There are kids listening.
The kids are listening. Just give me a second. Like, I feel that he thinks that he knows what are the products of the future. And I find that very, very, like,
patronizing. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, he could, like, if he even thinks like this, like, there was a different way of writing that. Like, I cannot believe that he was this, can I say honest? Like, or blind? Like, I'm not sure which word to even use. Like, how can you write
brutal,
like this?
brutal. Yeah, it was brutal.
You know,
like, even if you believe
like,
this. Yeah.
I mean, just to say you launched like 2 weeks ago and it wasn't featured. Like, come on. And what are you saying now, Raji? What is this?
So I've been working on my thing so let me tell you a story. Because he told the story as well. He launched the product 7 years ago.
Oh my, he launched the product 7 years ago?
I don't know. No. He said we got number 7. I don't know when many years ago.
He wasn't number 1?
In 2017. Yeah, actually 7 years ago. No, he was number 7. And he was very happy with number 7. Good for you. I have worked since November on Page UI, open source project that usually gets a lot of traction around it, right? It's sort of the good part of Shipxen around templates and copy and so on, but as open source, because I really think you can get as much help as you can find with making a landing page. So since November, I've been working on this on and off. I'm not going to say it was full time. I'm not going to lie. And before the launch, I realized that I'm a little bit short and I wanted to cancel the launch, but then I thought it's very important to put this on Product Hunt, and it's very important to make an effort and to get this out. And I was missing a lot on documentation and getting started and all of that. So I pushed myself way more than I should. Honestly, it wasn't healthy, and I don't think anyone should do the same. But the last days of before the launch, few hours of sleep, working until 2 a.m., cutting things, being stressed about it, and so on. Launch day comes, and all of these months, they kind of build up, and you think it was worth it, and then you don't get featured. And then I read that I need to raise my game, okay?
When I read this, I couldn't believe the power that he thinks he has over the future products. Like, the only thing we have ever asked, the only reason why we are spending so much time on Hunted Space analyzing every single launch we have is because of the lack of transparency. Nothing else. We've never questioned Product Hunt as a platform. I think we are quite vocal about how grateful we are for this place. I think we are their biggest supporters. Never asked for being special treated. Also, that's an insult. I take that as an insult as well. And then to be said that our products are not good enough. Who are you to define these products? Like, give me, like, okay, look, if you want to play a transparent game, let all the products for a next 1 hour to like, or 2 hours at the beginning of the launch, let everyone to be featured. There's 24 hours. Later on, you can kick whoever you want. But you like, or you need to be extremely transparent on how do you decide who is running and featuring these products. That's the only thing we ask. No one asked anything else. But then to come and say that the products are not good enough, like, and maybe it's like, maybe some products are not, maybe some products are, like, but how can you allow yourself to write something like that, running one of the biggest platforms for launching the product and then writing something? I'm so mad. Like, I'm so sad in the same time.
Yeah, me too. So it's yeah, it's terrible for a CEO of you feel betrayed that you think these people really do not care about you, and it's a business, and they probably think we're not going to make them money. And then what is Product Hunt? Is it a space for doing ads? Because there's quite a few better places where I can put ads. So if this is a place to surface good products, then let the community decide that, and not you or the mods that arbitrarily decide if a product should go or not. And I think there's also, imagine this, and I think this is conspiracy theory right now, but you have a huge funded project from Y Combinator launching the same day, and of course indie products, they tend to get a lot of support because people will be talking about it, they will be sharing it, and it might just be that the indie product will beat that Y Combinator product, and then they'll look at it and say, well, we didn't get what we wanted, we don't have this badge, we cannot go to VCs and say we're number one on Product Hunt. I think we're not gonna use the platform or spend on ads. So you as a Product Hunt mod, what do you do? Well, then maybe let's not feature this indie product. Like, conspiracy theory, but I'm beginning to think this is their agenda, to be honest. And it makes me even more sad, because if the CEO says this, if the CEO actually believes that they know better what should be there, not the community, then I think this is a problem. It makes it even less transparent. Philippe in the comments, he says, you know that Product Hunt started from Hacker News, from show Hacker News. Yeah, so that's exactly it. That is a community-driven thing, and it works that everyone's equal. If your thing is good, if your marketing is good, you get uploaded and it surfaces up, and then you get on the homepage. Right? I think that's such a, no one asked for anything else than that, and explaining what you did wrong. What did I do wrong? My page UI launch got like 400 stars on GitHub. I don't know.
Oh my God, imagine that. Congratulations,
yeah, imagine
by
that.
the way.
Yeah, thank you. If you ever put something on GitHub, you get 5 stars and then it's over, right? Like, it really needs to be a good thing to get that. It really needs to have people. It's the star is kind of a mix of I will use this later, plus I think this is good. So it's really hard to get. With Clubber, with my other project, I don't think I have 200 yet, to be honest. I actually don't know. It took me 3 years. Okay? This one got 400 in 2 days. But Product Hunt thought is not good enough because, just to quote, frankly, I think indie makers need to raise their game. So I think I need to get back and think about my actions, maybe spend 2 years on a product before I launch it, so it can fail gracefully in the eyes of Rashiv.
I've done hundreds of calls about the Product Hunt and preparing makers for preparing, just talking with them. And now that you mentioned Philippe, I remember time and effort he put into his product. By the way, brilliant product. Even after Product Hunt launch, he's like selling like crazy. And it's
Philippe, just write in the comments, how many sales did you make on your product that wasn't featured? Sorry, Sandra.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's what I'm saying is that Philippe wasn't featured as well and we didn't understand what was the reason. I was the hunter, but this product made money and is making money, and people are talking about this product, and it's a brilliant product. And then he's not featured. Like, how can you decide, or what are these? Tell me, how are you deciding on what is a good product and what is not a good product?
Well, the one that would potentially buy ads later on is definitely a good product.
But this is becoming extremely, extremely then problematic.
I think so. I think that's the underlying issue that is just completely ignored. Like, people are talking about having this as a, VC closed circle, and he's just saying, do you want special treatment as an indie maker?
Insult. It's a pure insult. You think I don't trust enough in my product that I need a special treatment? Like, what is this?
Very sad.
It's very insulting. It's very sad, and I think he became just he's been CEO not that long, actually. If I'm not wrong, I think only a few months. And these are very bold statements that he is making. Very, very bold statements that he is making. And he did launch 7 years ago. Good for him, but he's out of touch of what Product Hunt is.
I think so too. The other thing that really grinds my gears is this impression that indie makers are the bottom of the barrel, right? They want things for free. They're not going to pay for anything. This is the other thing that I'm getting. And that's so not true.
So not true.
That's so not true. And especially those that have this as a side project, they could definitely afford, and if they considered us as a target group, they could probably sell ads as well and other things that they even think that indie makers would pay one dime for these things, because they will, because we pay hundreds of dollars.
We pay
for cloud services. How much do you pay for Notion, Sandra?
600 euros or dollars. I'm not sure. I need to pay now in June, and June is like in 5 days.
So listen to this. Philippe, he has made 500 sales on the product that was not featured on Product Hunt. As an indie maker, 100 sales on launch day. What do you need to do to meet the bar of Product Hunt? Tell me. If 500 sales, listen, people go on through their lifetime making products and don't get 500 sales. I'm very sad about this.
Mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. One thing that you said right now, and it's so true, if they saw us as a target audience, and I don't know why they don't, because if you think about the indie maker, we do spend a lot of money. I mean, look at us for Morning Maker Show. How much money have we invested in multiple different things?
Oh yeah, like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds.
It's like absolute, and we are considered not target audience. We would be ready maybe to pay ads on Product Hunt.
Sure, if I felt their offering is even targeted at me. But now I feel, I go there and I think, well, what's the minimum? $1,000 for some ads on a platform that, to be honest, shouldn't have the ads as a main revenue source, because that opens up questions. Are you fair and transparent, or are you prioritizing those with money? And I think that's the underlying issue here.
Yeah.
If you want to go for those with money, this thing, in my opinion, is going to slowly fail, and it's going to become a circle of people paying to I don't know for what, because.
And another question, why would any bigger company or a startup that is, I don't know, not targeting indie makers go on Product Hunt and run ads? Asking you as a marketer.
I can't justify that. Yeah, I can't justify it. I think one reason could be if your product is targeted at other marketers, right? Like if you're doing ConvertKit.
Maybe dev tools.
No, I don't think dev tools. I don't think even that. Like, big type MailChimp type of solutions, right? I think that could be attractive because people go there, they do marketing, they see this tool, maybe it's better than their current tool. Not MailChimp, that's worse than your current tool, that's for sure. They see Email Octopus, maybe, right? I'm just looking
at one of the ads they have right now on the feature page. and it's a product that says make login our problem, not yours, get started today. So it's like Bob Okta.
Yeah, that's the type of
Yeah.
But what could they do? So let's give them a hand here. What could they do instead of ads to appeal to the indie maker community? What do you think? How could they turn this around?
I mean, look, that I don't mind them making ads, making money from ads. If you're gonna make Okta to pay you for this, good for you. Like, I don't mind that. The only thing that I need is the transparency. The only thing I want them to see is that indie hackers or indie makers are not bottom of whatever they think. We do spend money, we do invest money, we do reinvest money, we pay for ads. You know, maybe we should be considered also as people that are valuable enough. I mean, if you're gonna kick out indie makers from Product Hunt, at least don't say you are kicking them out because their products are bad. That's the only thing.
There might be other things, Sandra, that I also see it from let's get in his shoes and try to understand this. When an indie maker launches, there is a lot of support from the community, right? For most of these. Maybe that creates an imbalance on Product Hunt, right? How could you do better to not have that imbalance? Well, first of all, you should ask that even if you're a VC and you do a launch of a product that you worked for a year, you have a huge community, maybe you have a Discord because you've managed to afford, and you post on the Discord community that you're live on Product Hunt, right? And we've seen this happen so many times. Isn't that an imbalance as well? So this is not a problem of indie makers versus I don't know what. This is a problem of the upvote system. And of course, those that have a bigger community will get in front of others. That's just how it is. It's not a fix to say, well, indie makers can't join this because they will get a lot of support and upvotes and so on always. And no, that is such a wrong way to think about it. I think a good model would be to charge.
To launch?
To launch, yeah. I think that would be a fine model. Charge $50 to launch. Don't prioritize anything and let the community decide how this should go. I don't know, this featuring thing made sense maybe 10 years ago when you had tastemakers, right? You had people that were in this elite club that could do startups and could, kind of break through. Like, think Silicon Valley type atmosphere. But in these 10 years, this has changed. There's a lot of bootstrapped companies. It's not the same picture. You cannot decide what's a good product or not anymore in your closed circle. I don't think that's going to make this platform grow. And it makes me very sad that someone decides our products are not meeting the bar of whatever that bar is because it's not transparent. Put the rules. What is the bar? You need a website. I don't know what you need. Tell us what we need to do. And rant.
It's a transparency issue, and it's always going to be a transparency issue. We all, like, if you go to the Product Hunt launch guide and they tell you, put the notify me page, and once you put the notify me page, try to build a community and people around it, and they also promote the marketing side. One of the reasons for that, they want people on the platform. Whoever wants to upvote, of course, needs to sign up as well. So they are getting more and more users that way. So building a community, having a channel that works for you, I don't see issues in that as well. But being beaten by a product that has like a bigger, I don't know, newsletters or bigger community, Discord channel, whatever, they made an effort and put an effort into building this, whatever, fine. But my problem will always be, why didn't you get featured? Why Philippe didn't get featured? Who are the people that are choosing which product is good? What is the process of thinking and deciding? Is there a better way? Can we figure out a better way? There is a 24-hour marathon. There should be an hour or two where there is a community aspect or some type of filtering a product that should be featured that day, and not only in the circles of Product Hunt.
Yeah.
Maybe that 1 hour or 2 hour of like 1 hour or 2 hours should not be allowed for communities to enter, because that also can be a push for, communities that have bigger, or products that have bigger communities. Maybe there should be more people involved in this process. Maybe it could be still a close group of people, but
Community moderation. That's why I think it's you have this on Reddit as well, and I think it can work. You can try other things, but the worst possible way to do it is to say that we're not meeting the bar of products, because that's frankly not true and it's insulting to us. So do whatever else you want to try, experiment, make this profitable. I would love for it to be more profitable, but don't tell us our products suck. Okay, I want to show something while your morning juice show. While you do this, so I'm on Build in Public. We do updates, and we have Scott saying just kind of an interesting addition to the topic. Less than 2 weeks since our product Hunt and VMS has sold $500 of reports since then. My goal for VMS has been $1,000 MRR. I think there's a missing R, and we've proven we can hit that volume. Now I just need to build and sustain without a product Hunt launch every 2 weeks, which is a good one. So just for people that don't know, Scott is building something called Validate My SaaS, which is a tool to validate your product before you ship. Sandra, you know a little bit more about that, but it's a mix of competitive analysis, and it brings in a lot of data and a report on competitors, right?
yeah, brilliant tool. You put the keywords from your product, it connects with all the competitors out there. Then you can see their product Hunt launches, reviews, and etc. Scott did a brilliant job. So super proud to see that things are happening. And it's very funny that he wrote what to do after product Hunt launch now. And I think that we've discussed that. It's super nice to see that spike going up, but then when we are coming back to normal, finding another channel and figuring out things, it's quite hard. But then you mentioned something super interesting, is that you go back and you focus on the people that bought the tool. You try to find the patterns there pretty much, and then you try to find the people similar to that. And that's one of the things what we talked multiple times on the show. Let's try not to focus on one channel and build our reach and audience there, but kind of like dig deeper into the other channels and who we are actually targeting. So
Yeah, just goes to show. Reading this, I think how many people didn't get featured and actually gave up on the idea because it didn't happen. They lost motivation and sort of said, well, that's not good enough. Hey, Nico.
oh, whoa, we have Nico here now.
Hey. Nice.
Where's the cheese?
Cheese is in my fridge. I'm going to get it now. Let's get some cheese. I hope this is not going to be disconnected. Let's get some cheese.
We see the cheese, yeah.
What is the cheese of success? Oh, of course.
Oh, he has the proper Comté cheese. Wow. Okay.
This is amazing.
That's how you know you made it, to be honest, when you get that cheese. But it's not that hard. It's not that hard now, right? It used to be very hard in Bali to get it, but right now it's kind of doable, right?
Yeah, it's just crazy expensive, but it's cheese. It's worth it. So I think this one.
That's where
this one is like 12, almost. This one is almost $15.
$15 for like 200 grams or what?
Okay.
170. So this is crazy expensive. But
you see,
it's
this
my
is what
birthday
they
tomorrow,
do.
so yeah.
Oh,
celebrate.
congrats.
Oh,
Yeah,
people
yeah.
should see
You need
this
to
happy
celebrate for sure.
smile on Nico's face.
It's literally every time I open, like I go in the cheese room, it's like, oh, this is amazing.
So if you ever want to collaborate with Nico on something, send him a box of cheese beforehand and then get in
Oh.
his DMs. That's gonna
Oh.
seal the deal. Yeah.
Anything, ask me anything. So yeah, I need to open it because it's like sealed.
Very cool. There's one more thing that I really want to talk about that happened this week, and that's the new X algorithm. And to be honest, I went through a roller coaster with this. So first of all, my thought was I was so stupid. I spent all of this time trying to, chase followers, write content, and now overnight, poof, it's gone.
Welcome to X. There's no rules. There's no nothing.
Welcome
Whatever
to
happens, happens.
Yeah. So that was my first thing. And then the second thing was, like I mentioned it before, I think oh my God, there's some cheese porn going on. I'm going to post this in the comments. It's really good. Wow, I got distracted, but my thoughts are like there's really cheese being cut live on
I
the show.
knew that Monic Peter show will end up like this. I knew from the beginning that at some point someone will come with the cheese.
Yeah, I also imagine that one day we will cut cheese live. I didn't think it's today, but here we are. So besides the cheese, what I think is change will happen, and don't really think that this one channel is all you got. And it hurts when you post something and you get 2,000, 3,000 impressions, right? And you used to get 50,000 or 150,000, and now it's gone. And that was my fault for thinking, well, this works very well, let me double down on it instead of diversifying. So I don't know, what are your takes on it?
I don't care anymore.
Are you asking Sandra?
I don't care
Both.
anymore. I don't care what I post anymore. I don't think about the posts. How am I forming them? What I'm talking about it. Like last week when I shared our YouTube video, it went really, really well. I did it this week. I think I got like 10 likes. Very similar type of a content. And it was just like, I need cheese in my life. Like life makes no sense.
Sorry, just ignore me. Keep going.
I don't really care about Rajiv, the product hunt guy. I don't care about X anymore. I need cheese right now.
Dude, I totally get you. I don't care about it.
Nico, tell us how is your YouTube channel going? Like you did really well. How did you do it? Tell me what you did.
Many things. So I to give a rough idea, I spent like 2, maybe 3. Yeah, I would say 3 weeks doing that nonstop. Except at the end where I was like completely burned out. I just couldn't do anything. But at least for 2 weeks, I watched like courses and YouTube videos to understand like, oh, I like this part. This part is good. This part is good. Like what makes a good YouTube video. And yeah, I kind of made like a process, sort of. But it's more like about creativity. So it's hard to make a list, like a bullet point of do that, and it really works. But ultimately, I think the main thing is I had like a really, really, really good story. It's like, it's intriguing. Lots of people are, wait, I need to turn off the light too.
Yeah, the content was actually spot on. So, of course, but yeah, I mean, okay, there's also good content that maybe gets 1,000 views, right? So I think it's still really brilliant that you did it. But you used X a little bit to boost that, or how did it go?
So I thought most of my views would be coming from X, but it's actually, I think, 4% of the total. So it's almost nothing. most of the views are from like YouTube showing my video. So because I think so, in general, from at least what I learned, YouTube, like, to keep it simple, if people watch your video, if you generate watch time, they will showcase your video, because the more watch time you have, the more ads they can show. It means YouTube make money. So YouTube want to make money by showing good video that keep people hooked. So they make money. And I think my retention is not like amazing. I have like a big drop at the start, but it's still like fairly decent. And lots of people commented that. So I think on average people watch the video twice. So that's like a really, really good boost of watch time. So I think this was like, the watch time was the reason why the algorithm, boosted everything. But the reason why people watched it is because this is a good story. And like, I'm not, a pro storyteller. I'm actually studying that now. But I think the story was pretty good, because it starts as, there is a situation where, I need, like, I'm running out of savings, so I need to make money. And I think lots of people who want to start a business can relate to that. They're like, I have 1 year of saving, I need to make money. So I think this is a very relatable situation. And then you have this, this whole thing of, like this journey sort of that I go through. And at the end, I'm like, I have now, 85,000 in my bank account of savings. So I'm like, I'm not stressed by, money anymore. So I think this is
that good? Because then you also tend to be a bit more relaxed and maybe not have these crazy deadlines for yourself and so on.
But but the thing is, like, I think it's a situation that lots of people aspire to be in. It's like, I'm in this situation where I have some money, so I'm out of the, like, I don't have the fire burning behind me, if that's, I don't know if that's clear enough, but yeah, I don't have the feeling of, having this fire behind me. So it's like they can both learn from it. It's a good story, and it has like intro, development, conclusion. So I think it's just a good thing. And I did lots of work with editing to keep it, entertaining still. At the start, I just wanted to, record myself talking. That's the first, shot of recording, whatever I did. It's just me talking. And it was so boring because I know the story. I know lots of people will still have watched that, but I think if I did it like that, just some cuts, some basic effects, I would probably have maybe 10,000 view maximum, because it's not that entertaining. But now you have a good story, some learnings, plus a good, editing. So it makes you want to watch. It's entertaining. So I think it's a mix of that made the video really work.
And the crazy part is that you've actually learned this while doing the videos, all the editing, right? You kind of went from more or less nothing to, kind of production ready, pretty good quality video.
Yeah, so it's like, so technically I think I posted some videos like 12 years ago, something, gaming videos, when I was young. So I was still like kind of familiar with, how to upload on YouTube, the importance of like making a good thumbnail. Like, I know that, it's like advertising. If people don't click on your video, you could have the best video in the world, they won't watch it. But yeah, I never done like real editing. So it's just like I had some kind of like familiarity with the thing, but I never really dive into it. But yeah, it's just I had to learn while I was doing it. And I think that's the best way to learn is you have a project. It's like, okay, I need to do that. So I'm going to learn the skills that I need to go through this process of going from I don't know how to do that to, I'm confident doing that and I know like how it works.
But it's not just, rookie kind of editing. Like I've opened it now and it's like 3D movement, professional level, kind of the stuff that you think, man, this guy probably spent a few years learning all the tricks. So it's like super
But
super
isn't that
nice
something
editing
that
skills.
everyone in
And
community
like,
shares? We tend to learn and move between things quite fast. Like I've noticed,
for
yeah,
sure.
I think so. Like most indie makers and entrepreneurs, like need to be generalists to survive. So if you have like a VC-backed startup, it doesn't matter. You can just hire as much as you want. But for us, it's vital. Like if you're not generalist, you die. If you're specialized in making amazing product, then you cannot market, you die. If you are specialized in only marketing, you cannot make a good product, then you die. But if you are decent at both, then you can kind of market and kind of make good product, and that's enough. So I think it's like survival of the fittest. It's just if you are a generalist, you can survive in this environment. And yeah, I mean, naturally we have lots of generalists who can pick up skills quickly. And I think this is the number one skill in entrepreneurship when you are like solo, is just how fast can you adapt and how fast can you pick up like new skills.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And how fast you are to bounce back when something doesn't work, because like you kind of learn to have thicker skin. You put something and you expect, oh yeah, this is gonna blow up, and then nothing happens. And it could be YouTube, it could be something else. So yeah, but a super cool story. Have you seen any, sales or some sort of,
give us the money.
you didn't really, you didn't really nudge people that much, but what was kind of the
The
impact of
cheese
this
then,
first
the
thing?
cheese was the impact.
Yeah. Making more money to buy merches. No, actually didn't made that much sales because I didn't make much sales. Like I added the link of maker ads into the
Oh my God,
description.
this is history. This is history. Like he's really fine cutting the cheese. Like,
Of course.
dude, the can we put a 18 plus somewhere? This is please.
Cheese porn.
It's
Yeah, you get to
so
like
I'm so
enjoy every tiny bite. It's probably like
yeah.
50 cents a bite. So yeah, I'm going to enjoy every
Oh my
bite.
God. I can't wait for this to be on YouTube. Like seriously, this is going to be so viral. Oh my God.
The whole episode is called Nico eating cheese.
super cool. Yeah, we need to redo the whole thing. This is awesome. Yeah. So I guess that's just the start. You're gonna add more videos. You said the content was very good, and it's not easy to get this type of content. Did you kind of figure out what's gonna be next? Do you have similar content planned, or are we waiting for your main startup to get sold and then we get some nice content?
So I have some ideas already, but it's like I need to find a way to make it entertaining, and that's the hard part. So stories, I think I kind of got that covered. Like I understand, okay, how do you like make good editing related to that? But for stuff, for example, I want to make a video because lots of people asked on like how, like this is not going to be the title, but basically how to validate IDs. It's like, it's not maybe the best way, but it's like how I approach thing. And I think it can really help beginners. But to animate that, it's like, because there is no footage of, things that happen, tweets and stuff like that. So I still need to figure out like, how do I do that?
We need a
But,
boilerplate.
I have some ideas. I need actually, I mean, I pay subscriptions to get like pre-made animation sometimes to go faster. So yeah, I mean, it's
Back to the point where indie makers can't afford anything. Like they if it saves time and there's value in it, they will pay for it, even if it's expensive.
I think that's like, if that's valuable enough, people will make a credit for it. It's like literally, if you tell someone, hey, look, I have like a 1 million chest. Like I have a chest with $1 million, but it's in the middle of Antarctica. You just have to go there, you can get it. Like the guy will borrow money to his friend to, buy a plane ticket. They will find a way, because it's like, it's just a no-brainer. Or even if it's like not in Antarctica, but it's like in France or
And it's
whatever,
cheese in
and the guy is
question?
in the US, then yeah, he will just ask the what? I didn't hear.
No, I was just saying, and it's in France, and it's cheese in question. There's no way that,
Oh,
but that's really
yeah.
good.
Yeah, if it's a chest of cheese, for example. Yeah. No, but yeah, it's like when you buy like a car to work. If you have like a 9 to 5 and stuff, you have to borrow money because the car is just so valuable because it allows you to work, then you borrow money even if you don't have the money. So it's just, if it's valuable enough, people will find a way.
Yeah, absolutely. We were commenting on that regarding the product
for
hunt,
sure.
why they don't see us as valuable. I mean, we do spend a lot of money. Like even in before you joined, we were saying that even in the Morning Maker show, we invest money back pretty much. And all of us does that. And the idea that indie makers don't spend money is just wrong.
Yeah, but I think Nico like pointed out very well that we would spend money if we
Yeah.
see the value. So if you have $1,000, let's say it's for ads, right? We're gonna look at what's the best bang for the buck, and kind of we won't spend one penny, and especially you, Sandra, you don't spend one penny on anything seriously. Like not even on Google Meet, we get cut out after 1 hour of talk. Anyway, and if the value is there compared to every other option, so again, ads, you go for Facebook because that's the best bang for your buck. And of course, it depends on the product. If Nico, you mentioned this. If your product's not doing well with ads anyway, if it doesn't serve a need that can be addressed at the moment, for awareness and so on, then maybe you shouldn't do ads at all. But anyway, if you have the right product, you're always gonna go as an indie maker for the one that is the best bang for the buck, and you're not gonna waste $1 because you worked your ass to get that dollar in the first place.
Yeah, I think that's a very good point. It's like you know the value of the dollar, so it's like you really it's like your tear and sweat compared to sweet sweats, whatever. But yeah, compared to like when you raise money from this, it's just you get to check, oh, whatever, I can just spend it all. So yeah, for sure, that definitely plays a big part.
Sandra, do you want to tackle another subject, or you think we're gonna wrap up for today?
Up for today, Dan. It's been a very long day. We started at 10 a.m. Nico, we tried to do this show
Now
2
it's
times
Wow.
today. I changed 2 phones.
It's 4 hours.
What
We
happened?
have So first of all, the internet didn't work because Sandra doesn't have Wi-Fi.
That doesn't
Don't
help.
ask. No, so she was using the phone internet, but like talking about saving every dollar, huh?
By the way,
she's
I just want to say that my building has pretty much free internet. You just need to buy a freaking box. And I've been doing this for 7 months, just using my phone internet whenever I'm home. And for the rest of the stuff, I'm in the office. So it just makes economically no sense for me.
You're such a perfect indie maker. Like, don't spend time on anything else. Then, like, if you can postpone it a little bit, like, don't change that. Don't refactor that thing. It's fine. Don't just spend time on the new stuff. Yeah, okay. So anyway, that happened, and then part of the show was Sandra in a taxi trying to essentially calm me down, and then she reached out the office, and then we did a reaction video to Mark's ShipFast thing, the whole drama, Nico.
You missed the first part.
I got the behind the scene.
Yeah. And then we started on the space, so we did that just for YouTube. Then we started on the space, and after a few minutes, it just turned off. Like, we were talking, and then we said, wait a second, the space has ended. Like, it's gone. And I don't know, we had like 40 people or whatever, and then we lost those. So then we kind of tried to fix the situation, and then we did it again. And then 4 hours later, here we are. It's been a long day so far, but I think this is the highlight of the show, the cheese thing. Like, I'm so grateful. It was all worth the trouble, to be honest.
That's at least for
me.
sure the highlight of my day is going to the grocery store, buying this. I'm showing it again for those who saw the video. It's delicious
Dude,
Conte.
you need to you need to get them as a sponsor on YouTube, like for real. No, you need. Do they do
Smells
sponsorships?
like heaven. I wish. I wish. Actually, I was thinking like maybe I could do some kind of like another channel where I just go in France and try some cheese. I think that would be fun. Like trying different
I'm
cheese.
ready.
to
I'm ready.
whatever.
I'm
That's-
ready.
Yeah.
I'm ready.
That's something I could do, I think.
Oh, this is such a brilliant concept. You should do it. You should totally do it.
It's like
Oh,
with
you
epic
know,
editing,
I have a
it's like,
secret.
what's your secret then?
Sometimes I watch these cheese manufacturing videos. Have you seen those? Like where they make the really big wheels, like big, and then I watch the whole thing. When don't
I need
laugh.
to stop the show, otherwise we are turning
then-
into something else. We are going far away from tech.
No, listen, this is important. Like with some cheese, like when you have a big wheel, and I hope, I don't offend Nico because this is Italian, but I mean, all cheese is good cheese. But when they have a Parmigiano wheel, right, like huge one, the way they cut it, it's like so relaxing and so satisfying. Like they cut a little bit and like chisel at it, and then you get these slices. Like they're imperfect, but the way the cheese breaks, oh my God. So I watched this
I know.
whole thing is great. So do the channel, I think. Oh my God. Yeah, do it.
There is a guy, so he's I think French or from Switzerland, but he's like doing cheese review video. So he just shorts. He just say, hey, this is this cheese, so it's made here, like a little bit of story. He try it, he give his opinion on it. He's making millions and millions of views because it's so interesting. It's like it's just relaxing, and you learn things. It's just so interesting. So yeah, I mean, there is definitely, it's like, as long as, I think it's, again, I'll go back to YouTube, but as long as you take like some kind of story, it just works. People love good stories. So yeah.
And honestly, it's like a very good project, because a lot of the times we do some projects and we're not even that interested in. I mean, that's how it is. You don't have to be interested in it. I don't think, Danny is like super interested in doing legs or fingers in AI, right? But that's the business. But this is one of the case where you're like super passionate about the content as well. So you don't just do it as a business. You're kind of involved in it and you like it. So it doesn't have to be like that, but it's definitely a bonus.
Yeah, actually, like, I don't know if there is more time or if you guys want to
No.
finish
Please continue.
the show,
Please
but,
continue.
Sure.
tell me. But yeah, I think so. Lots of people say, "Oh, but you should do something you're passionate about," and I disagree that you like should not, like you can, but you should not. And usually it's like because there is lots of grind. So if you do it and you need to make money from it, then at the end you're going to hate it. But if you do something you love and it's like you're in a situation where it's fine if it doesn't really make money, you just do it for fun, then it's a completely different thing. Then you will enjoy it. But it's just when you add this money element to it, like, oh, I need this to work because this is my income, then you have to force yourself sometime. And I think this is what breaks passion. So yeah, I'm
That's
very
very
glad
true.
I don't like sort of rely on YouTube or something, because it's just for me actually I got issues with YouTube monetization. They say nope, no reason. But like even if I don't make money
You're
from
not you're not monetized yet.
I don't know. I applied to say, oh no, suspicious activity, you can. I don't know. So I appeal. I will see. I will still be pissed. Yeah, I don't know why. It's just super annoying. But
Is the CEO of Product Hunt involved with that?
Yeah, I think it's probably some kind of complot theory. They're trying to take me down after.
Just try to take you down. Yeah, no one wants you to succeed anymore. Yeah.
No, but it's like if you're passionate about something, you're going to hate it if you have to make it work. If you don't really care, it's like, oh yeah, I just love doing that, then no problem. But yeah, I think that's one of the reasons why.
A really good parallel to this is I think a lot of people focused on heavy technical things, development. They are passionate about it, and they think, oh, I can make a side project and do a bit of money, and I'm like really good technical. And they do exactly what you say. They mix their passion with the product, and then it ends up being a job, and then they don't want to go through it. It's just
Yeah.
like you're dreading to do it. Whereas before, you would do it just because it's fun to do.
Yeah, 100%. And then you end up with people doing burnout and like, oh wow, I just want to buy a farm and raise goats.
Me too.
That's.
I mean, I
really
still
hard
want to
sometimes.
do that. Yeah.
That's the dream.
I think everyone in tech is like dreaming about, I just want a farm in the mountains with goats so I can make my own cheese. That's, yeah.
Did you see this post by John Rush, by the way?
Is he already on the
Depending on
board?
which post you're talking about.
I'm sure. No, but he's on his way. Wait. I have to share this and then we shut it down. I plan to build an indie maker village, a network across countries and cities, allowing residents to move between locations like we work. Work, kids, sports, animal friendly. So goats, rancho style, definitely goats. Where should I build the first location? Blah, blah, blah. And then the picture that he put, like, this is like the perfect, like you cannot put a better picture than this, because it seems like a community kind of thing, right? Like,
It seems to me that we are going and slowly becoming a small cult.
Oh yeah, this looks like a cult.
That kind of fits it. Yeah, it's, yeah. Who knows? Maybe there will be like some indie church or something like that soon.
Yeah. I think they did this with Bitcoin, and they kind of had, I don't know if it was an island or something where everyone's like into crypto, and that seemed like a cult for sure. They probably have disbanded that thing. when
That sounds like
when
Bali.
Bitcoin crashed, and But look,
Crypto
Mark
cults.
is in. As long as there are waves, he's gonna come.
Yeah.
Someone said Netherlands or Switzerland, and that is, and also very good in Norway. That is just plain wrong. I'm sorry, it's too cold. Cannot.
I'm not agreeing anything in Nordics.
All right.
Nothing works in Nordics.
No. This guy too.
I really want to visit.
All right. It's good for visitors.
Just do
It's
it.
good for
Do it.
visitors.
Do
So
it
just
during
shout out
summer.
there and
Just
there.
come during summer.
Oh, you know.
But during winter, you
okay.
experience Christmas lights.
The
and it's
Northern
very
Lights.
cold.
Yeah.
Just
I mean,
watch
it's
it over
nice.
YouTube.
It's nice in Christmas too.
Just
but
watch
it's
it over YouTube.
You had the Northern Lights
Yeah.
a couple
Yeah.
weeks ago, I think. You could see the Northern Lights, and that was very cool.
Amazing.
Okay, thank you so much for joining. We will do so again next Saturday, hopefully a live video stream. Let's see if we can get that to work. And until then, Sandra, do you want to take it away?
Yes, thank you everyone for listening. You can listen to us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We are also having a lovely YouTube channel. Sometimes we write great newsletters too. And thank you everyone for being with us, even though these crashes happen over and over again. Anyway, enjoy your weekend, eat good food, watch good movies, rest, and get yourself a cheese, because I'm going to a store to buy some cheese today.
Yeah. Please do share what you buy. It's we can have a discussion about cheese on Twitter after.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank you, Nikos. Thank you, everyone. Have a lovely weekend. Bye.
Bye bye.